Good day to you.
Good day, good day.
Tell us who we are.
Hey, everybody. Vince Gilligan, creator of Breaking Bad.
Bryan, Cranston, and Walt.
Aaron, Paul, Jesse.
Mike Slovis, director of photography.
Michelle MacLaren, director, 209.
Yes, and this is 209, otherwise known as 4 Days Out.
This was our bottle show, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? This was a way that we can save a lot of money by having it just really confined and tight.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Huh?
And this shot was in the production office, right?
Yeah.
It looks like the hallway of the
is.
production office.
This is the front door, the main entrance to the Q Studios production office, where we have our front offices right in front of the sound stages, saving a little money there. Although it looks fantastic because of
It does.
because of Michelle and Mike, the way they shot this.
Yeah.
Got anything to say, you guys are in Albuquerque?
Michael made it look great.
Yes.
It's beautiful. In fact, people commented how beautiful Anna looked in this scene.
Yes, it's true. Our ladies always look great on this show.
I think that is interesting. Vince and myself, Bryan, and Aaron are in Los Angeles as we do this. We're in a sound studio and watching the playback as we make our commentary, and Michael Slovis and Michelle MacLaren are in Albuquerque because they're currently working.
Yeah, because Michelle, you are, and Michael, obviously, Michelle, you are directing the current episode of season 3. You are currently you guys halfway, third of the way through episode.
We've just done a couple of days, and Michael and I, after this, are going to leave and go look at a parking lot and talk about shots.
And tell them why.
Oh, because you lost the other parking lot, right?
We did. The last minute, we lost our big location. This is actually in the bathroom of the production office now.
Yeah.
That's right. I know it well.
The men's bathroom, I believe.
I'm fine, thank you.
This was a machine we had to rent, right, Michelle?
It is, yes. I'm not sure where we got it from, but
Which did not work. We had to make it look like it worked.
we did. We had to jury rig some buttons at the last minute.
That's right. That's right.
See anything?
There's wonderful photography throughout this episode, but coming up is my favorite bit of photography. The poster on the wall was actually a photo taken by me.
No kidding.
Yeah, Outer
there it
Banks
is.
here.
And I think we reshot
they
it 3 times, didn't we, Vince?
But it was one of my favorite, Holly, my girlfriend, and I, one of our favorite places in the world is the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and that was just a shot I'd taken on some visit down there.
I didn't know that.
That you guys turned into a poster for the Outer Banks. It was actually shot in the Outer Banks, which is a wonderful place, but don't go there.
Not to be confused with Jonathan Banks.
Yes, Jonathan Banks. Yes. So don't go there because it's already crowded enough. But
Actually, the money laundering aspect is fairly...
It's fantastic.
yeah, I love
Art
it.
direction on that. Look at his hair.
I love it.
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk, ladies and gentlemen. We wanted to get him in for one of the audio comments. He wanted to, but he's busy. I think he's in New York. He's doing something or other. He's very much in demand. And but when we first hired him, he came in with an idea for the hair. The first thing he said to me was, "I have an image of the hair. You know, business in front, party in the back. You know, he's got the mullet going. You're working the mullet there.
In front, party in the back."
So I think that's an extension in the back. Is that correct, Michelle? Would you
Yeah,
have
there
that?
are extensions.
Yeah,
they
on
were.
the top of the head and in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. All right.
Beautiful lighting here by Mr. Slovis. Like you've been hearing us saying that a lot for this episode.
Well, the
This
set is
episode
beautiful.
looks-
The set is very easy to
The
photograph. It
set
looks so
is
beautiful.
beautiful.
$960.
I like Bob's callousness in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about directing Bob, Michelle.
Yeah.
Bob is, he's very passionate and he's very serious about his craft, and he likes to rehearse a lot, not necessarily on the set. He runs his lines a lot off the set. And he's really into making sure that he hits the Saul character in the right way. He's very committed. And he's a pleasure.
Yes.
He's lots of fun. He's very funny.
Yeah.
He definitely is. I love this scene. I love the way you and Anna played this, Bryan. This is just, it's very, it's just a scene of two people in a bed. And it's, and yet it's, you guys are just arresting. I always love watching you guys.
You're expecting that.
Just two people talking. But it's just very nice.
One thing we did try to do here was we wanted to shoot this somewhat similar to the way that we were shooting Jesse and Walt in the RV later. So that when
is that true? Like in what sense?
Just in the down angles, and we wanted to somewhat mirror them a little, which isn't difficult to do because they're ostensibly in a bed together. There, other side by side.
Yeah, just like Walt and Jesse are in bed together.
Yeah.
Jesse has a very feminine way about him anyway. So
I knew I was saying
it was easy to be able to.
Oh, that's so true.
Are you talking about the episode or in between episodes? How's that work?
Did I say Jesse? I meant Aaron.
I just need to get that straight.
Oh, man. Hey, Michelle, we should talk about how you and I met.
Believe me.
We should talk about how
on the
we met.
X-Files.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I had the first thing I ever directed, and Vince Gilligan wrote.
That's right. Michelle was our wonderful producer on the X-Files the last couple seasons. How many seasons were you on it, Michelle? It was like 2, 3?
2.5. Something. Yeah.
2.5, yeah.
I think we did 48, 49 episodes, something like that. And did we meet before on Harsh Realm, or?
We might have met. I went up. Chris Carter was very nice. He let me go up to the training, to the actors training. He let me go along and get to shoot machine guns for a 4-day weekend, which was nice. With the Dale Dye people.
Oh God, Dale Dye.
That was fun. Have you ever done? Did you do that for
Dale Dye, Saving Private Ryan.
Right.
He was the advisor on that movie as well.
Yeah. He was not there.
He's the go-to guy.
He is the go-to guy, and I met him one time. I did not meet him in Harsh Realm, but anyway, I digress. But anyway, Michelle and I, a whole lot of stories there. But Michelle was such a wonderful producer in the X-Files, and your first episode as director was one that I wrote.
That's
and you did such a great job that we're so lucky to have you directing for us now in season 3, and this was your first Breaking Bad episode you directed.
Yes, it was fantastic. It was such a pleasure. I was supposed to do one in the first season, but then we had the writer's strike. My bags were packed, and I couldn't get on the plane.
Your bags were packed, because the writer's strike shut everything. Yeah. That's right. That's exactly.
I love the color. It just pops out. Happier times,
Yes.
I mean, it just makes it really fun and bright. There's a shot coming up that you did, Michelle, that I just love when she climbs back on the bed. It's fantastic.
Yep, we're going. Get up.
Can't we just go to the movies or putt-putt? It's the shit.
A little culture won't kill you. Besides, you might like it. A lot of her paintings look like vaginas.
Really?
You still cereal?
Yeah.
Crunch berries.
Crunch
There we go.
berries.
Captain Crunch.
Nothing says morning after like crunch berries.
This is a great set here.
Yeah.
Michael, how do you make it look like sunlight? We're inside a dark soundstage, and it looks like that's real sun coming in there. How do you do that?
Lights.
A lot of big lights. But you'll also notice that we also had nothing out the windows in that set as well. So we had to light up those windows so you couldn't see it because the studio wall was right outside that wall right there.
Yeah,
That's right.
I also love what Michael did here. It's the Albuquerque Airport.
Albuquerque Airport parking lot, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite sequences here in the dialogue is when
Eating Cheetos and masturbating do not constitute plans in my book.
I do. I consider this a plan.
And this.
Sounds like a pretty good weekend, man.
Yeah. Georgia O'Keeffe.
But we put that phone booth there so that we could get that beautiful background instead of like where a normal phone booth would be up against the wall or something like that. We wanted all of this production value right here.
Why am I even explaining myself to you, all right?
Well, speaking of phone booths, in about 5 years, people are going to say, what is that strange thing he's talking on?
Yeah.
He's tethered. What is that?
cook through to next Tuesday.
Tuesday, 4 days straight.
Are there any phone booths actually left in the world?
We have no choice.
Occasional.
Yeah.
Only for the drug dealers.
Yes, exactly.
Our methylamine. It's going bad.
So, Michael, we were so lucky to get you from. Now, what was were you on CSI immediately previous to coming to work with us?
No, I did a show. I did a show for Fox called New Amsterdam. Previous to that, I was working in. I stopped CSI because I wanted to be home, stay at home more because I was commuting from the East Coast to the West. And then your phone call came and really ruined that for me.
I know. I'm sorry, but your family's losses are a gain. We are so lucky to have you, man. You do such a fantastic job.
Well, when you guys first called, when Karen first called, I actually just said no, thank you. I'm not interested in traveling. And my wife Maria goes, "What was that call?" And I said, "They called me for this show in New Mexico." And she looked at me. She said, "What show in New Mexico?" I said, "It's a show called Breaking Bad." She said, "Call them right back. Call them back immediately and get that show. It's amazing, and you're going to want to do it." So it's all her fault.
Didn't you sit down and
Maria.
watch every episode?
They did. We called up and they sent us the first season, and Maria and I sat and watched the entire thing in one sitting. Called back the next day and said, "Yeah, I'd love to come."
We are so flat. I've heard that story before. I love it every time I hear it. I love the shot coming up here next. One of my favorite shots in the episode. This next shot coming up. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Looks like not just a movie shot. Every shot in this thing looks like a movie shot. Yeah, this looks like the best movie ever made. I love this shot. This is, and again, I said it on another commentary. This show, everything you're watching was shot in 8 12-hour days.
You brought a meth lab to the airport.
What? You said we were in a hurry.
I think one of the interesting things about this show is that I was home in New York for a holiday weekend. I came back, and Polly, the first AD, and Michelle met me at the airport that day. We scouted the airport, and we literally planned out the entire show in one day, right?
We did.
I mean, we did all of this stuff. We went out, we placed the location for the Winnebago, and did it all in one day.
The
I love
other
driving
wonderful
this thing.
thing is that we got to shoot at the Albuquerque airport. Nowadays, you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
Vince, that high-speed shot, that was you. You said, I remember very well, I wouldn't mind if you did that in one shot.
Well, talk about how now. Was that done with a still camera, or was that done with a motion picture camera?
That was done motion picture camera at 6 frames or 12 frames, and then it was, I think, enhanced later as well.
Oh, okay. Well done. Well done.
Well, this is right outside of our stages in Albuquerque, and it looks like it's miles, thousands of miles away.
It is the best backlot I have ever seen. Yeah.
It is the best backlot.
But literally, we ran shot to shot on this show because we had a limited amount of daylight, and we really needed for the show to look the way that it does. We needed the Winnebago in the proper relationship to the sun. So we were always conscious of where the sun's going to be, and we literally picked a place where we could rotate the Winnebago 270 degrees and always keep it in backlight.
And then the reason that Aaron shut the curtain there, which looked like because he wanted to see his phone, was really because when we turn around, we're on stage.
Right. This is the set, and the shot
this
previous
is the set
was
on stage. Yeah.
Right.
And this way too. Is this stage as well pointing this way?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So now, once the curtain's closed, you're on a sound stage. You're on a set on a sound stage.
Which is just more controllable, and it makes the day go faster.
It also allows us to get what you're looking at now, the shafts of light. That just does not happen in, out in the field in New Mexico.
But we realized
it would happen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say we realized that in order to make it realistic, we had to have some shots that were connected to the desert, and so Bryan and Aaron brilliantly had to split scenes up and play certain scenes in one location, one direction, and then the rest of the scene in another location sometimes.
It always impresses me. I was not here for any of the shooting of this. I was back in Burbank. We were working, the writers and I were plugging away on whatever episode was next. But it impresses me so much how you guys, the behind the camera guys, the crew, figures out how to The little people.
We were laughing because when I said, no, not there, that's our workstation. And Aaron is like, that's our workstation.
We must have done that take. What do you think, Michelle? Like maybe 50, 60 times? About 50 or 60 times.
How come?
No. I just couldn't do it.
Just putting some brackets around workstation.
But we got it, though, I think.
You were so gutsy. And I'm not there yet, but there was something you did coming up that was really gutsy.
I got to say, the use of music in this particular episode was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it really drives the plot and wonderfully.
This is a rare occasion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Tell them about this song.
Well, I was just going to say it was very helpful that you guys actually had picked the song ahead of time. And so we were able to play it back while we were shooting a scene, which I'm sure drove everybody nuts. But actually, it's such a great song. And I think, Bryan and Aaron, you'd be able to speak better to this. But for you guys and the crew and everybody, at least it kind of gave us a rhythm for the day.
It helps.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys were playing this back.
They were playing the music back as we were shooting these montage scenes.
Right. Yeah. And you're listening to it and sort of imperceptibly perhaps moving to the beat.
Yeah.
Or somewhat perceptible. I mean, just,
on some conscious level.
Yeah. So we've done a lot of meth cooking montages on this series. This is my favorite, absolutely. I love that little bit with the point and the scissors.
Yeah.
That's Jesse taking control, is it?
Yeah.
That was Jesse doing that to me,
Yeah.
We shot this very, very quickly also.
We did. We had 2/3 of a day to shoot this, and we had
I love that shot.
Yeah, me too.
That's beautiful.
That was Bryan's first Funyun ever.
That's the first Funyun I've ever eaten in my life.
But that also is what I called Michael Slovis special, because we were losing the sunset, and he put a filter in and extended the sunset another 20 minutes. So
look at that. Look at this. The contrast between the blue skies and the yellow weeds there.
Well, talk about the one that just went past where the two guys are peeing, and that literally was right as the sun was on the horizon, right?
It was our first day out in the desert. It was not scripted. I had this idea to do it. I wasn't allowed to schedule it, and Polly Matheson, our first AD, bless her heart, brought the guys in a little bit early, and Bryan and Aaron showed up on set, and I said, "Okay, you guys, quick, run out there and pretend you're peeing." And Michael set up the camera, and we got it. It was great.
But it was neither sunrise nor sunset. It was just in the morning sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It sure looks like sunset or sunrise. Beautiful shot.
That's Michael.
But just the way you guys figured the logistics of this out, the way the crew figured out how to, and Michael and his wonderful camera crew, and just knowing which way to clock this RV and what thing to shoot when, what to shoot on soundstage, what to shoot in reality, and then Bryan and Aaron here having to go back into the headspace of whatever spot they're in story-wise, and because these things are shot drastically out of order, out of story order. In a perfect world, you'd shoot a movie or a TV show in order so that the actors and everybody would be able to know where their head's at any specific story point. But you have to shoot these things so far out of order. It's a testament to you guys that you get it all straight, get it all done.
Absolutely.
And that's not mentioning exits and entrances into this Winnebago, which obviously we shot all the entrances and exits out in the field and then had to match everything when we went back into the studio for the interiors.
And just a little side note about these Tyvek suits. They absolutely don't breathe at all. You put them on, and 5 minutes later, you are soaking wet underneath it's a little uncomfortable.
And we drain it out of the left foot, and we sell it on bottle and sell it on eBay.
Yeah, exactly. Cranston excretions, I think is what it's listed as.
Come on. Defray the cost of the budget a little bit.
Grand slam, hot shower, a bed.
So that's all real sweat, or is that makeup sweat?
That's a little glycerin. Frida Valenzuela, our head makeup artist, will spray a little water mixed with a little glycerin and sponge it on us a little bit. That stays.
Well done.
So here we're back out on the field. You can see because the windows are open.
Yeah.
And this one we actually shot closer to the stage, didn't we?
Yeah.
We're even in a different spot.
So for the folks watching, in the opposite direction behind these guys is the stage just a couple hundred yards away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We moved it for the sun. We continued to move the Winnebago so that the sun was always in the right position.
All right, I'm not stupid. Did you hear?
Which kept the horizon also. We also remember we wanted to make it feel like it was really out in the middle of nowhere, so we did not want any recognizable geographic icons. We didn't want to see the mountains at any point, so it's always, if you look, it's always a flat landscape outside the windows.
I wanted to leave them on the counter.
The RV's the other star of this episode. This 1983 Bounder that we've, this is our one we've had ever since the pilot. We bought it on the pilot. We bought it, I don't know if I ever told this story before, but we bought it. You remember, did you ever meet the couple, Bryan and Aaron? We bought it from this very nice couple who had driven all around the country in it for 20 years. And they were ready to retire retire from RVing, and they were very proud of their RV. They were very proud of all the work they'd done, and we immediately gutted it and turned it into a meth lab.
They'd be very proud.
They're very sweet people, though. What did that? What was that? What was passing for gasoline there?
It was just colored water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that line though.
Bourbon?
What's it taste like?
Yeah.
Bad,
Bad,
huh?
right? Bad, huh?
Bad, huh?
You guys are so great together.
I know, these guys are. How'd you get this
This
shot?
is at the studio. We just put a little camera underneath the on the ground looking up.
It was film. It was film. It was a film camera.
35 millimeter camera in such a tiny space.
It was a film camera. It was there.
This is the part where we had a little bit of wind this day, and what's about to happen got a little closer than we imagined, and you guys were so brave.
Wow.
It was
that is pretty intense.
It's pretty wow.
You're wearing fire retardant, treated clothing and everything. That we did at the stage with the water pouring right at the camera as well.
I told
I love this.
I told Michelle and Michael to shoot that explosion at the end of the day in case you guys got killed. We'd have a weekend to recast.
There we go. What a way to end the show if you had to.
Well done. Jesse, as always, just... Well done. God.
See what I have to deal with.
He was trying to help.
He's trying to help. Being helpful. I love this shot.
Oh,
Yeah, Michael
great.
really just, we wanted to create the feeling that it was incredibly hot and time was passing, and it's just beautiful, Michael.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
What was this on? It was a cherry picker or something? Because we don't have a crane period. What was that on?
Was it the cherry picker or was it the ladder pod?
We didn't. No, I think it was a cherry picker
was a
for
cherry
that high
picker,
angle
that's
looking
right,
down. It had to be.
That's right.
Like
It was
a
the
big
cherry
city.
picker.
We
in
didn't
the
have a ladder
studio.
pod last season.
Okay. So it was
Ladder
the cherry
pod
picker
doesn't
from
go
the
that high
studio.
anyway.
Yeah.
No.
Ladder pod, that's a neat thing. I'd never seen one until the pilot. It's a giant. It's 3 ladders strapped together as like the world's tallest tripod.
Yeah.
Like 12 feet tall or something.
We're making good use of it this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually also scheduled this. Polly did a great job of doing this so that this scene and all the appropriate scenes were shot at the right time of day. So this scene was supposed to be as the day was ending, and we were able to actually shoot it as the sun is setting.
Oh boy, were we able to. Michael and his crew were hustling faster than you can imagine.
It was
We gotta
incredible.
go. And he's yelling he's barking it out like a captain of a submarine. Dive, we gotta get over here. Do this. And
was amazing.
It was amazing how we were able to get this right at sunset. It was just
But the guys were
And it
amazing.
wasn't getting
they moved
cold.
so quickly. They moved so fast.
great crew.
And when that
great
sun
crew.
disappears, it's black. You just, the lights go out.
But what a genius idea that was.
It's like
Oh, I should certainly mention, firstly, our writer couldn't join us today, but Sam Catlin wrote this episode. Sam's a wonderful writer-producer for us. I've got a wonderful writing staff, period. I'm blessed. And Sam's one of my excellent writers and wrote this episode and did a great job. Just really kicked it in the butt.
The white sign with a 3 on it. Okay, now you're gonna be way out in the boonies. Okay, like crazy far. So you're just gonna keep heading down that dirt road for, like what?
About another 15 miles.
Really? That far?
Yeah, hurry up. The battery.
All right, just go down that road for like 15 more miles, all right? I mean, we're way the hell out here, all right? Oh, and hey, listen, bring water. Leave now.
I love this shit. Look at that. It looks like a Led Zeppelin album cover or something.
It's so beautiful.
Is that like a grad filter, Michael?
It's a
like
colored grad with some neutral density to bring the sky down, make it look even darker.
Gotcha.
Mountain bike.
I love
This
that.
is interesting. This is actually lit by that lantern. We could not find anywhere to put lights on this shot, so we lit the entire scene with that gas lantern, much to the dismay of the sound department, I believe.
Yes, it was a little bit of a challenge.
hissing.
Yeah.
It was hissing the whole time. But then it's not like we try to hide the hissing on the soundtrack. We let it be there.
But I loved the quality of this light, and I just
It's beautiful. I did not realize that. That's amazing.
We actually pushed the film stock 2 stops, and we lit it only with that. There are no other lights working other than that lantern right there.
That Kodak stock is great. It doesn't go milky or anything. It stays black even when you push it like that.
Oh my God, it saves us on a daily basis.
Oh man.
Wow. So that's like Owen Roizman in French Connection shooting that bathroom scene with one bare bulb.
Exactly.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the truth. And the truth of the scene is that there's one light source. Mm-hmm. And so it really helps the story-wise as well.
What the hell river are you talking about?
This is the first time we've ever seen Walt dressed in Jesse's clothes.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
The
a good
do-rag.
touch.
Look at the
do-rag.
do-rag.
That's a good touch. I love this shot. That's a beautiful shot.
Now what?
You want to talk, Michelle, about all the stuff we had to cut out of this episode?
Oh, boy. I was actually just thinking about that because there's some wonderful little moments that we just didn't have the time to include. I was also thinking about the art department, the on-set dressers and the props people, how they had to keep track of every different phase and keep going back and forth to it as these guys progress and trying to eat things and drink things and just their, the different states of the RV as it changes as these guys are staying here longer.
Yeah.
Was that shot we just saw of the transition into morning? Was that done by our first production crew, or is that
was done by a guy?
Yeah.
time lapse?
We have two guys, Dom and Bryan.
Okay.
Bryan, Dom,
Bryan,
Dom and Bryan, wonderful guys, young guys who make a little living on the side. I think they have day jobs, but they come out and they do time lapse stuff for us. They come out of L.A. and all that time lapse stuff you just saw is done with just a regular little Nikon still camera.
Still
kind
camera.
You get at Best Buy or something, a DSLR, and it's just beautiful
That's
stuff.
a painstakingly long process to be able to get all that done.
Yeah, it's somewhat automated. They've got a intervalometer they hook up to the camera, and then they just sit there and eat a sandwich, and sit there while the sun goes down. And,
What kind of sandwich?
they eat a hoagie,
Okay.
and it's extra mustard, and yeah.
Okay.
Bryan and Aaron, I admired you guys so much for these scenes because this is all made up stuff and there's logic behind it, but there's a lot of action you had to do that was we were improvising a lot of the time, I thought.
You understand?
We were told by somebody late in the game here that if you actually tried to do this, it wouldn't work. It would short out there'd be, I don't know. Anyway, this may be for the folks out there who are electrical engineers who are calling bullshit on this as they watch it, that you could trickle charge a battery this way. I'm sorry, forgive us. But
A little theatrical license, perhaps.
a theatrical license. But I remember Sam doing a lot of research, all of us actually, but there's a lady who's Dr. Donna, who's a wonderful resource for us. She's a chemistry professor, maybe the head of the department, I can't remember, at I want to say the University of Oklahoma. And I'm probably getting all of these details wrong, but Dr. Donna is an excellent chemist, and she helps us with so much of our chemistry. For instance, the battery stuff coming up in Act 4 of this episode. She tells us chemically how things work and what chemicals to use, and she vets the chemistry talk in the scripts, and she's a big help. So thank you, Dr. Donna.
Bryan came up with these ideas with the cots here as shade because
I love that.
we had got rid of that tarp, and that it was never in the episode, and we were trying to figure out the logic. It was a great idea, Bryan.
You can almost see the tarantula. You see a
This is
little
one of the
tarantula
things I
right
do
by
miss. Yeah.
Brian's hand, right by Brian's
we
hand.
had a pet trained tarantula out there, and it was in
got
more
cut
of the
out.
scene, but
Yeah.
got cut out.
But and it was crawling right down your arm,
Yeah,
and you were screaming like a girl. That's why I would have cut.
that's exactly right. I'm kind of used to it. On Malcolm in the Middle, I had a tarantula crawling on my face.
Oh man!
So this was nothing.
I would not.
It was on
wanna
my
do
face,
that.
crawling it. Yeah.
What do they smell like?
No, they're actually very sweet animals.
Are they?
Yeah, and you can pet them. You can actually pet the tarantulas. Yeah, they're actually very docile,
Wow,
and they taste pretty good too.
delicious, like chicken.
Our
So a little,
camera operator Andy had in a little bit of a hole we dug to put the camera in, and he wasn't too sure where the tarantula was going to go when we were shooting that because he was on the ground with it.
His other eye is scanning the ground for that tarantula as he's looking through the eyepiece here.
We should probably mention why we cut it. I think this episode was such an embarrassment of riches. It was 18 minutes over long in early stages of cut, and there was so much good stuff. We got to put a lot of this stuff. Hopefully, a lot of this will be on this DVD you're watching. Some of the extra scenes from this episode that were extra bits that were cut for time. But you just, the Procrustean bed of TV, you got to turn it in at 47 minutes and change, and you don't have any choice in the matter.
And that's even a luxury for us because in other like network shows they have a much shorter window.
42,
now
right?
it's 42 minutes
You're right.
for a broadcast network.
4.5, 5 minutes less, because the AMC does not have as many commercials as a broadcast network.
Yeah.
Thank goodness
Vince,
for them.
You did a great job of cutting this down because with the 18 minutes in, it didn't feel too long. And the script was a long script, but it flowed. It was written really well, and it flowed really nicely. And you did a great job of cutting it down.
Me and the editor. I mean, but thank you though.
I didn't even notice it. I honestly didn't notice what was missing when I saw the finished product. This
was Kelly Dixon, one of our wonderful editors who cut this episode, and she was our editing. She was Lynn Willingham's editing assistant on the pilot, and she's just such a sweet person and so very talented. She also, a lot of you folks might recognize Kelly from the podcast that she created, the Breaking Bad podcast. That's her hosting those, and she is we love Kelly, and this is her first. Season 1, rather. This is season 2, obviously, but Breaking Bad, I think, was her first job as a full-fledged editor. And she's one of our 3 editors, and just wonderful, wonderful talent, and cut the heck out of this episode. Did a great job.
Fantastic.
I love this scene. This is so moving, man. The way you played this, Aaron. This really, I love the progression of this episode. It works so much better than I even dared hope, because it starts off so funny.
So funny, and they're just like, so excited. And then...
Yeah. Oh, and this blood is digitally added on to Walt's lips here.
Oh, it is?
It is, because...
for some reason,
tell
the
him
movie...
that story.
What was so weird, because, Brian, you remember we had blood on your teeth and your lips? It didn't read. For some reason, it didn't read. Yeah.
Huh.
It's really strange, yeah.
And digitally, it's amazing what they can do.
What?
I have it coming. I deserve this.
You snap out of it. All right, first off, everything you did for your family. Right?
I love these kind of post-coital scenes.
Well, this is the mirrored scene where we're in bed.
Yes.
When they were talking about in the beginning with Anna Gunn.
Yeah. This is a great scene. And this, like I was saying earlier, I mean, this show, this episode, I mean, it runs the gamut. It starts funny, and you guys are hilarious together. And then in this act, it's just like, these guys really are going to die out here.
Yeah.
It starts off kind of doofy, and then it turns real serious.
You can come or not. Oh, shoot.
Jesse.
This is really well played. How many takes for something like this, Michelle?
Well, the truth is that I believe we shot this the same day as we did The Cook, didn't we, Michael? And we had no time to shoot this. It was over a 3-page scene, one of the most dramatic scenes in the episode. And thankfully, both Bryan and Aaron, they're 1-2 take guys. I mean, they just nailed it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
We were in trouble time-wise, and it turned out beautifully.
The light is so beautiful.
Be dead.
You need to cut out all your loser crybaby crap.
I love that. I love that bit. You can't write any of that stuff either. That's none of the little bits
the pushing him away.
That's none of that's written. I mean,
That's all these guys, yeah.
It's even like a weak push, you know? He's just...
yeah, because,
Because we're so weak and just... It's fantastic.
this would not be a good way to die, dehydrating to death. You'd have the worst headache you've ever had in your life, and just terrible way to go.
Aaron, didn't you experiment with that or something before you shot the episode?
Yeah, well, while we were shooting, I just didn't drink for a while, any sort of liquid. And I only lasted like just over a day, but still.
You went a day without drinking any water?
No.
Damn, man.
But, you know.
That's wow.
And then when you finally do drink water, it's actually hard to swallow it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never done that. Did you get a bad headache or something?
It's a little throb. I mean, it wasn't too crazy bad, but...
You always tell when Walt gets an idea. Mouth hangs open like a... Oh.
The light on
Okay,
his
talk
head.
about the best line in the episode here coming up.
This is fantastic.
Okay.
Tell the story, somebody.
All right, so we get this idea, his last ditch idea to try to make this work, to make a battery. He says, we got to make us something. We got to do something. Make it.
And bring me brake pads.
Yeah.
And this was Nick Schuster's idea, who's our first AC, our first camera assistant.
Well, what happened is that we were pressed for time. End of the day, I had to get this going, and our producers saying, we got to wrap.
Building. You said it yourself.
Best line of the
Okay,
season.
so how that came about was that wasn't written into the script, and we shot the scene. And Nick Schuster, our first AC, said, "Wouldn't it be funny if?"
Well,
if,
actually,
you know,
Brian, just remember, we actually wrapped, and it was we
wrapped.
were done for the day, and they weren't going to let us shoot anymore. And then, sorry, go ahead,
Yes.
Brian.
Well, so then he had this idea, and I went to Michelle and I said, "We've got a great idea for a tagline." And I said, well, what do we do? And so we had to actually and literally lie that there was something.
There's a hair on
there
the.
was something wrong with that take. We have to shoot again.
We have
and
to.
they're
We
going,
have to.
oh, okay, all right. And so we shot again just for that purpose.
Yeah.
So we were all a bunch of liars in order to get that one.
One take and just beautiful. Best, for my money, the best line of the season.
And I was so impressed that this crew, it was a Friday night. We had worked a very long day.
Yeah.
We had wrapped. But
Very long week.
Very
Yeah.
long week, exactly. They wanted to come back because we could make it that much better, and it was awesome. It was
I
so
love
worth
this
it.
because I think Jesse finally, he really believes that he's learning, you know, he's kind of proud.
Well, it's a sweet moment because Walt is
Yeah.
a little proud of him here. He's
Yeah.
like, good job.
Good job.
Yeah. And then we take it off the table here.
Yeah.
Copper.
No.
Comes my favorite line in the whole
Wire.
show.
Yeah. But I love your face. I love when you're like, I love that. I love that moment. I love that face you make. I love that moment. This is great.
This beautiful current with what? One particular element.
His mind's going.
Yeah.
Wire.
A wire. Right. Yeah, I fucked up the joke.
Copper. The only question now is,
He's such a disappointment.
I know.
how many shells do we need? We've only got material enough for
This will really work, by the way. Don't try this at home. You'll shock yourself. Apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad. I to be honest, I don't know if that many cells would start a RV engine. Probably, regardless, probably not that quickly as we play it here.
We're lying again.
We're lying again. But this really is a real spark here. This isn't added in.
Oh
right?
yeah, it's real.
Yeah,
Did
the
it
effects
hurt
guys
when-
did. And actually, we ran out of time, and this is a winner. This whole little scene out here is done in one shot.
Okay.
And these guys did a great job.
I love this
thankfully
moment. You
the
guys
spark
play
worked.
this. And I love the way you directed all this, Michelle. Hopefully it goes without saying. I love this is so...
The key.
It's just so good here.
Yeah.
And I love how these guys don't celebrate once it starts. It's just very profound and quiet. I love the shot coming up. This wide shot where you hold your hands up over your head after the engine starts here. Just so nice. And then patting the dashboard. Like
Come
I've
on,
done
baby.
that. I've done that in
come
real
on.
life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not out here, not in a life or death, but it's like, thank you, patting. Like it's like an old friend.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, I think this was a very well directed moment here.
I love this. Yeah. Not too much. It's just perfect. I mean, it's just, that's what you would do.
Yeah, you're too tired, and
Yeah.
it's the last ditch effort. It
Yeah.
finally came through.
I love
Well
that
done,
dissolve.
Michelle.
Well done.
Thank you. Well done, you guys.
If you ever come visit Albuquerque, this is the real airport. This is the Albuquerque Sunport, and it's a nice airport.
And I like this too. It's like
I do
this
too.
moment
It's a
where
very
two
touching
men
moment. Mm-hmm.
and not really saying exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're not sure if it's like necessarily like maybe a goodbye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye forever. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Good point. I love that light. I love the light on Aaron's face here. I love that half shadow there. You're an artist, Michael.
Thank you. It's easy to do with this material, these actors.
This is incredibly well written.
Much like Thomas Kincaid, the painter of light. But I think better for my money.
Yes.
So,
Hey, Michelle, is that a big deal to get to shoot at the airport, especially after 9/11?
Well, in Albuquerque, I think they've been pretty generous. We've done it a couple times now. But other cities that I've been in, no way. Since 9/11,
Yeah.
I haven't been able to shoot at an airport.
It's the shame of men. It's like they've shared so much, and the most that he can muster is a nod and a wave.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I love how underplayed you guys did that. Just wonderful. I got to tell you, I love this scene.
Baby ever gonna come out, you think?
I love this scene.
I know.
You guys, all you guys, the whole family here, just wonderfully done. It's just, I tear up. I've teared up watching this.
Well, I have your scan results.
I've never done that ever before with,
And you're showing
I'm proud as hell all these episodes, but I never actually teared up before, but I've actually teared up watching this scene.
I want to clarify. There's some misconceptions about what remission actually signifies.
This actor, he's a nice
David House.
David House.
Oncologist, yeah.
Nice local Albuquerque actor.
Yeah.
The office these folks are in is actually, where is this?
It's a set.
It is, but it's not just a set. Michael and Michelle, isn't this one of our offices at Q Studios?
This is a set.
No,
this is actually a
set.
four-wall set that we have.
Oh, but it's more complicated than that. This is a set, but it's a set because in season 1, it's a set to recreate an office in the Q
Yes.
Studios
That's
that we
right,
were no
yeah.
longer
Exactly.
able to access. That's right. So we had to, for money reasons, in season 1, we had to shoot this in one of our empty offices, and then the offices got filled by the payroll people, and they would not leave for us, which I don't blame them for. So we had to build this.
But we do like to use various parts of Q Studios as different locations.
I'm confused.
Nah, we don't like to. We have to. We have to.
But I must say this, sometimes we find happy accidents.
It's
you know.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
You don't have to.
Wait,
It's true. Just this show is so tight, and done such a tight schedule and such a tight budget that I'm amazed, always amazed how great it always winds up looking, because that's as credit to Michael and his crew. Just always looks so good.
It's incredible what they do. It's such a pleasure working with them. I just remember too. This is Betsy. I think gave birth a couple of weeks after this, and that's the largest purple purse in the history of purple
Yes.
We
purses.
could find. Oh, she's pulling it up.
Pulling
there.
it up to hide the pregnant
Hey,
belly.
did you win the pregnancy poll? You guessed when she was going to be pregnant?
Oh, we had a
right?
pool on set to see what day she would actually give birth. And no, I didn't win.
I think Peter Rainier's won that one.
Peter and his.
Peter
I think
won.
so.
Okay. Yeah.
Did he win the Chrysler LeBaron?
Yeah.
I think he won like $400, right?
Something like that, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Damn.
Everybody was in on that.
You probably have.
You would not know Betsy was pregnant. She certainly didn't see it in her face.
This is something that we're going to have to do.
So it's so funny. We've got two actresses here. Skylar, Anna Gunn playing Skylar is pretending to be pregnant with a big fake belly made out of silicone rubber, and then Betsy Brandt playing Marie is hiding the fact she really is even more pregnant than Skylar is pretending to be pregnant. So the magic of movies.
And we used Betsy's belly for Bryan's show, the season opener.
Yeah.
Yes, we
That was
did.
actually Betsy's belly.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are really
One of the
feeling
few happy moments.
it. One of the very few happy moments in
I
this
love
series.
this scene.
This is a great scene. It's very moving.
But this one right here.
This
this
one,
scene's
this
great.
one is, yeah, I love this. Brian, you did an amazing job with this.
Amazing job. And this, again, is the bathroom that all the crew, the male crew, is always using.
Our production office bathroom.
Yeah.
A lot of people, my wife in particular, Robin, said to me, you just got this good news. Why would you act this way at the end, as you'll see? And I said, it's just that this character's been holding on to this secret for so long and thinking that he's more imminently in peril.
Yeah.
And when he receives this information,
I love this.
he's just got to get rid of this excess energy. It's like literally
Yeah,
blowing off
yeah,
steam. He's
yeah.
got to get it out somehow.
And maybe also even a touch of, what did I become a criminal for? If this was
Yeah.
going to be the answer. Were you wearing brass knuckles for that?
I carry brass knuckles with me all the time, but
You
at
did,
that
though, weren't you
particular
wearing
time, there were several different things. First of all, the real paper dispenser is so hard you wouldn't believe it. So
Oh,
we
man.
tried that first, and it was like, oh man, that's gonna break some knuckles. So we had to make some adjustments and have a fake one.
Beautifully shot.
Beautiful.
Nicely
beautiful.
done, everyone.
Yes, excellent job, Michelle. And you got 3 more coming up, season 3.
Oh my gosh, it's such a
Yeah,
it's such a
don't screw
pleasure to
up.
work with all of you.
Don't
It's
screw
pressure.
up now.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye,
Thanks, you
guys.
guys.
Bye. Thanks
Bye.
for watching.